Welcome back to Tarot Tats and Tea. This morning, it's a beautiful Saturday morning here. The sun is out and bright and beautiful, and I have been down and I have just opened the doors on my two little plastic greenhouses. Yes, I've been busy beavering away at growing my herbs and vegetables and flowers too. So they'll be ready all for potting and transferring over soon. Now, I'm on here today because this has just arrived in the post. I was up nice and early and, like I say, did my greenhouses and then nipped over and fed my friend's cat. And now I'm going to open this that arrived this morning, which is really unusual because we don't usually get post on a Saturday here in Ireland. So let's have a look. I hope it's what I think it is. Now I've decided to do a live unboxing because these are not what I usually do. I just usually open the deck, have a browse and share it with you guys. But today I've decided to do the unboxing. Let's have a look here. And it's full of the polystyrene bits, so I have to make sure they don't go everywhere. What's this? It is what I thought it is. I think it is. It's from Barber Studios. And this is the extra card that comes with it. The moon. As I say extra card, you always get a nice token gesture of an image from one of their decks. I think that's from the Tarot of Prague, I think, I'm not sure. But it says, thank you for choosing a Babarock designed by Barber Studios. We hope you enjoy this picture, which is a small gift from us, from Karen Mahoney and Alex Yukulov. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now all I need to hear is that they are re-releasing the Alice Tarot, and I will be in my element. Oh, this is quite... Oh, yes, my book. I forgot I'd ordered the book as well. Happy days. Those funny openings that run like a zipper to a point. There we go. Down there for now. Sorry, I'm just after bumping you. Yeah. The Victorian Romantic Tarot. There we go, this is the book. Karen Mahoney and Alex Yukulov love to push the boundaries and exceed expectations. I wouldn't have it any other way. And that's a review by Diane Wilkes, tarot reviewer and creator of the Jane Austen Tarot. Oh, I didn't know there was a Jane Austen Tarot. These lavishly illustrated cards capture the romance of the Victorian era. The images are based on gorgeous antique engravings taken from Babarock's own collection of antiquarian books. Many of these engravings are now rare. The result is an enchanting tarot that is full of the power of storytelling, as the images are so richly narrative. This means that reading can be exceptionally vivid and layered with personal meaning and association. Comprehensive companion book includes how to use the deck, including original spreads and sample readings, keywords and phrases to get you started quickly, discussion of each card, its interpretation, and the source images used in the picture, many additional illustrations, a host of Victorian quotes, miscellany and anecdotes. The fourth edition is fully updated with descriptions of the new cards. That's lovely. Oh, so you get the original picture, the original engraving, and there you get the image of the card, and it tells you, gives you keywords, suggestions for reversals, and the source where it's taken from. This card is based on an engraving taken from paintings by Georges Antoine Rochegros in 1859 to 1938, originally titled Parsifal, the Night of the Flowers. The painting was completed in 1894 and is now in the Musée d'Orsay in Paris. Rochegros is also known for a splendidly decadent portrait of Sarah Bernhardt, the famous Victorian actress. I like that. I love it when we have history like that. So this is the book, and a beautiful book it looks. So let's see what we have here. The deck. Pull everything apart. Now, oh wow, now I knew it was in a wooden box, but I didn't think it would be this beautiful. Look at this, let me give you a closer look. It looks rose in colour. The Victorian Romantic Tarot. Look at this, all the design on it, but look at the clasp. This is decadence in the tarot world. It opens up like that and like that. Then we have a little piece of foam to stop everything falling around during travel. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. It fastens like a press stud. Okay, there you go. Isn't that just beautiful? And it's solid. This is going to look beautiful. So they've done away with the cardboard box as was, and inside here you get your traditional little white book, which is a nice accompaniment to that, really, because we know what's in the white book, but it's just nice to have. Oh, I've got glitter all over my face. Sorry, I'll explain that afterwards. Sorry, I'm digressing. Oh. Now, without touching the cards, it's a little... Actually, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use my scalpel. Okay, so there's no gilding on this deck. Is it? No, it's just a nice sort of edging. I don't know, is it an edging or is it just the hue of the backs? Sorry, I'm allowing my coffee to go cold there. So we have this card here, the Victorian Romantic Tarot, okay, and you can see the nice shimmer of the gold there, and I'm holding that to the light at the window so you can see how beautiful and shiny it is, and that's the back of the cards, and again you've got that nice gold design, gold and red design on that teal background. It's really beautiful. And here we go. Right, there's no gilding on the... I thought it was an edging, but it's not. It's just the hue from the teal on the back of the cards, which is perfect. The Fool. And you can see, when I hold it in the light, how you can pick up the bits of gold that's in it, and the sort of metallic look. You'll notice it on the Fool's head, his collar, his costume, and on the hair, and you'll see there's a sun painted on this down here. There's lots of symbolism in this now. And the Fool has traces of the devil in him too, with his little horns on his head there. Isn't that beautiful? There you go, that's the best way to catch it. And then we have the Magician. High Priestess, a nudity alert. The Empress. Beautiful, isn't it? The Emperor. You know, and here with the Emperor, we see him there with what would look like maybe an alchemist with his scales and of weights and measures, or and I say alchemist because he has a spoon as though he's ladling something into weights and measures. So although we've got the Emperor there, there's a lot more that you can take from that with the added individual in that picture, and the fact that the Emperor is sitting with his back to us. Sorry, I'm just noting that glitter on my face again. That he's sitting with his back to us, and he almost seems like he's in his magician's laboratory, you know. What did I say that was? Oh, that's the Emperor. Yeah, the Emperor, sorry. Oh, that's right. It is right. We have two Emperors. Here we have a more traditional type of Emperor. Very pharaoh-like. So there are two Emperor cards. Okay, oh, do I like both of those? Which one will I use, or will I keep the two in, just in case he needs to make another appearance? Now that's something to think about. The Hierophant, and I do like this Hierophant. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? The colours are so rich in this deck. The Lovers, and we have two Lovers cards. This is the first. And the second one. Then we have the Chariot. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the colour of the sky. And do you know what I like about this Chariot? Is that the charioteer is not alone. And we see two winged beasts pulling this chariot, but we see a lot of support for our journey, whatever route we might take from those in our circle. Then we have Strength, and this is a phenomenal Strength card. Look at the power in that. Isn't that beautiful? The Hermit. I like that Hermit. He has, carrying that sort of scythe with him, he has that sort of look about death as well, you know. Old Father Time. The Wheel of Fortune. See how rich and beautiful the colours are. Justice. Look at the red hair on that woman. Isn't done justice herself. Isn't that beautiful? The Hanged Man. Now this is a very interesting Hanged Man. Here you go. It's an acrobat with suction cups stuck to her feet, walking on a platform upside down, with a safety net below. And all the people watching, will she or won't she fall? What will her next step dictate? You can almost hear the oohs and the ahs from the people in the crowd. Then we have our Death card. And death is quite something else here. Look at the story in that. You see that? All different people of different ages. change, death coming down and swooping and cutting away that no longer serves the person. It's almost a nod to Shakespeare there with the skull in the hand. Temperance. It's a pretty card. The Devil, and we have 2 devil cards. This is the first one. Someone who's sort of portraying herself as being almost mother-like or even grandmother-like. And look at the asp, the snake around her. Flowers and snakes. The wings. And then we have the other devil card, which is, wow. Now, we know that it was a serpent that tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden, and that's what we have here. If you look at the devil embracing Eve there, and look at the serpent-like body on, the serpent body on the, and also dragon-like with the sort of wing type, the apple tree, and the white flowers behind her, which are like innocence lost. You know, she stepped beyond that. It's and there she is in his embrace. Wow, wow, wow. Then we have the Tower, and this is quite a tower card, one quite different to what we're used to seeing in our traditional tower. This is where a ship has been shipwrecked at sea. You can see the lightning has probably struck the mast and people clinging on for dear life, being tossed around in that maelstrom. Oh, wow. The Star card. There's very much star card feel to it. The Moon. Oh, this is different to the Moon. Then we have the Sun. And this time round we have the lady on the horse with a cherub flying alongside her. Judgment. Oh, this is a nice Judgment card. Trying to get the shine there for you. Beautiful. And the World. Then we come to our suits, our minor arcana. We're starting off with Wands. So I'll just go through these a little quicker. The Ace of Wands. Two. 3. 4. 5. 6. Oh, I like this 6 of Wands. 7. 8 of Wands is beautiful. 9. 10, page, knight, the Queen of Wands. She looks quite austere actually. And our King of Wands. They are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Next, coming up, is the suit of cups. Just bear with me while I pick up my cup. Our Ace of Cups. Two. That's beautiful. Three. Four of Cups. Our Five of Cups. It's a beautiful, beautiful image. There's some sadness that comes from that one. Six. Our Seven of Cups. Wow. Our Eight of Cups. Nine. 10. Our Page of Cups. That's lovely. Our Knight of Cups. Doesn't look altogether too happy there. Our Queen of Cups. Something a little unsettling about that, because the child lying there and her turning away, it's almost the opposite of what I feel the Queen of Cups should be nurturing, nursing the child. Her book has dropped, the child is laying on the floor, doesn't look too healthy, and the Queen's looking away. Oh, now that's going to be a card to get into. And our King of Cups. Fella in the red there looks like an old soak, God love him. There we go. Seriously, the art is just amazing. It's just beautiful. Next we have our Suit of Swords. That's enough coffee for me today. The Ace of Swords is a lovely card. It's beautiful. There's a lot in these pictures, a lot to be able to sort of look at and study and read deeper into. The Two of Swords. What I like about this Two of Swords, you see the metallic on the card there. What I like about this Two of Swords is the fact that there are no swords there, and B, the person's eyes are open, making informed decisions of the heart, listening to their intuition and going with that. Are they going with their heart or their head? Because you can see thought running through his head. Eyes are open, so the road is clear, but does he follow his head or his heart? Decisions, decisions. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Five of Swords. Ooh, a little bit eerie. Don't like clowns. Not a lover of clowns. Six of Swords. Seven of Swords. Oh, that's a good Seven of Swords. The thief in the night, taking the treasures. Eight of Swords. Ooh. How to get out of that. Nine of Swords. Ten of Swords. Drowning in a sea of sorrows. The mer people wanting to get him. The spirit of the sea. Will you wake up in time? It's for you to decide when you're reading your cards. Page of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Ah, this is quite a phenomenal card. That. I'd say he's a rescuer. He's rescued her from somewhere. Queen of Swords. Very strong, striking card. And our King of Swords. Our King of Swords looks weary rather than strong here to me. The Queen looks stronger. And finally our Suit of Pentacles. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. I think that's really pretty, beautiful card. Two of Pentacles. Three. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Now four. Now Five of Pentacles. Six. Seven. Almost like the flowers here are growing around a mausoleum. Next in a garden of remembrance, or it could be the corner of an old building. But if you look at the markings, doesn't that look like a large mausoleum? Eight of Pentacles. And 9. Our 10 of Pentacles. And then our Page. Our Knight. Oh, I like our Queen of Pentacles. Teaching strategy, planning, helping, guiding. Beautiful. And our King of Pentacles. Okay, so this is the Victorian Romantic Tarot by Barber Studios. Okay, so we've seen the deck, and let's have a look at the card stock. The card stock is strong and pliable, but not too cardboardy that the cards can't bend. So this will be ideal for shuffling hand over hand and riffle shuffling. I'm sure it'll be able to, you know, however you like to shuffle or handle your cards, it's actually going to be quite nice to be able to handle them. It's like I say, it's not, sometimes a cardstock in some decks can be rather chunky, and they're not very pliable, and almost like trying to shuffle beer mats. That I find card decks like that very hard to handle. This is nice for hand over hand shuffling, like I say. It glides from one hand to the other. It's a slight sort of sheen off the cards, in the sense that when I say sheen, it's the metallic cold press printing, isn't it? And it's absolutely beautiful. It's really pleasant on the eye. The colour scheme is gorgeous. I love that teal with the red and gold. It looks beautiful. You're not getting the full clarity of what I'm seeing here with the naked eye on the camera, but it really is beautiful. Yeah, nice little thing. Slides a little bit when you're if you arch when you riffle, but that's not too bad, and it doesn't, and the cards aren't sort of remaining in that arched sort of position. So they do bend back to their position, you know, to their shape. There you go, that's a bit, I'm not going to push that there. I have riffle shuffled them a couple of times now, and they have riffled very nicely. They've arched slightly, but I think I was pushing them too far in there. Let's have a look. Yeah, perfect. So, here we go. The beautiful, beautiful Barber Studios Victorian Romantic. It actually meets my expectations. I'm very pleased with it. The size of the card in comparison to a standard tarot deck size, you can see here, it's larger. Okay, about, I would say about 1/2 centimetre wider and 1/2 centimetre longer. Approximately 1/2 centimetre. Maybe even 1 centimetre. Say half, just over half. It is gorgeous. It's eye candy. It's lovely to hold in your hand. I think it's going to be a nice reader. it's going to be interesting to do a side-by-side with the Baroque that's due out from the same creators, Ezra, from the same creators of the Fantôme deck. So I'm looking forward to doing that, because the Baroque and Victorian Romantic, very similar eras. So that's going to be nice. I have a brooch here that you will have seen that I picked up in an antique store, and doesn't that fit in amazingly well with this? So this is gorgeous. I do love it, and I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm actually going to do a reading for myself now, as soon as I've finished here, and I'm going to do the reading looking backwards, looking forwards, which is the one that's here in the little white book. So that's the spread I'm going to be trying, and see what it tells me. I'll just tell you what this spread is about. The Victorian Romantic Tarot is a modern interpretation of historical pictures. When we were designing it, we wanted to achieve an atmospheric, somewhat nostalgic deck that is nevertheless relevant to today's questions. So this spread has asked us to look back, then forward from our current position. Seems to suit the deck well. This spread asks you to look at aspects of yourself as you are now and as you want to be, and then to look at past experience as it may help or hinder you. It's a very good structure for a reading if you suspect that there are things in your past that are holding you back, or alternatively, if you feel that some of the beneficial things that you've learned are not being fully exploited. It uses 6 cards and is laid out as follows. Oh, sorry, that's laid out as follows. 1 is where I am now, 2 where I want to be, 3 and 4 looking back. What should I take from my past? What should I leave behind? 5 and 6 looking forward. What I should anticipate and plan for, and how past experience can help me in the future. Sorry, that's the spread for the looking back and looking forward. So I'm going to give that a go and see how I get on. Hang around while I share my reading with you. Okay, so the camera angle I've changed. Hopefully you can see all the cards that I've pulled for this spread, and I'm reading with the Victorian Romantic by Karen Mahoney and Alex Ukaloff from Barber Studios. I'm doing the looking back and looking forward spread, and these are the cards that I have drawn. If I'll hold them up, I know you can't see them totally clearly there, but I will lift them up and show you. So the first card, we've got card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 with the 9 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Moon, 4 of Pentacles and the Devil. And there are a couple of cards in here that when you look at it, say take the 5 of Swords and the Devil for instance, when we're looking back and looking forward and where we want to be, why would the 5 of Swords appear where we want to be? Well, we'll get to that in a second. And also, why would the Devil be in the position 6 is how past experience can help me in the future. So now let's have a look. We have here, first of all, where I am now, and we have the 9 of Cups. And this card is extremely accurate as to where I am now. Everything's just right. Everything's how it should be. After life has taken its tolls in the past, it's now at a stage where I'm here, I'm happy, I'm surrounded by my family and my friends. I live life in a peaceful way. I avoid drama. I avoid situations that are negative to my own well-being, and I am in a good place, and that is really what our 9 of Cups is, having everything just so. Okay, we might not have won the lottery, we might have, the ups and downs of everyday life when it comes to paying your bills, when it comes to the world crises that are going on at the moment. But here at home, in my house and my home, with my husband and my children and my mother and extended family and friends and neighbours, I'm in a place of emotional well-being, good mental health, etc. Now, card number 2 is where I want to be. Now we've got the Five of Swords, and you could say, well, why would the Five of Swords appear as to where you want to be? Who wants to be anywhere near the Five of Swords? Because if we look at the traditional meaning of gaining something by deception or bullying or unpleasantness, well, that's not where anybody wants to be. However, let's look at this card in relation to the question, where I want to be. Here we see what looks like, we've got our three clowns, or our three jesters, or, well, clowns anyway. And this little one's crying. These two, looks like they may have taken his toys. It looks like they are being unpleasant. So I've got to decide, where do I see myself in this? Do I see myself either as these sort of domineering, oppressive, unpleasant individuals, or this sad and hurt little individual? Or am I the one that's looking on and saying, I'm going to not tolerate that? See, I would be highly anti-bullying, completely, in any way, shape or form. I do not like bullying, I do not tolerate bullying. So in the future, as things go along in life, where do I see myself standing on the side of the underdog, stopping the bullying, stopping the underhandedness, revealing anything deceptive that's going on, and trying to restore peace? I don't like anything that relies on deceptive behaviour. And therefore, in the future, I see myself as the one that's stopping the bullying, stopping the unpleasantness, and playing my role in trying to restore harmony, either in my environment or in the wider scheme of things, by any actions I do, making sure that they're honourable, making sure that there's nothing that can harm other people, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, and being honest as opposed to being sort of epitome of cruel and unpleasant. I don't want to be in the position of being sad and bullied either, because that's not nice. But being an onlooker, coming in between and stopping what is wrong in that situation. So number 3 and number 4 are looking back. So at number 3, what should I take from my past? Well, taking from my past, the examples set by my family, by my mother, by people that have helped me, by things I learned as a mother myself, and how I've grown and how I've nurtured care in others. And if this is a situation, how I've nurtured others to be caring, compassionate individuals, and that I take those skills and use them in the different aspects of my life. What should I leave behind? Leave behind the thoughts and the unpleasantness and things that I tend to dwell on, things that have happened, things that I have come across, and things where I have found people have been deceptive towards me in the past. Rather than carry them with me, let them go. Let them go, leave them in the past, where I have felt that things might not have been fair, or things might have happened in a way, whether it's worry over people, worry over health, worry over finances. Leave it in the past. What's done is done. What happened in the dark was brought to light, and now it's time to move on. What should I anticipate and plan for? Anticipate and plan for times where you have to be a little bit more frugal, a little bit more wiser when it comes to looking after the pennies. As they say, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. Here we have our Four of Pentacles, which can sometimes be seen as miserly. But for myself, if this is what I should anticipate and plan for, is anticipate and plan for possibly harder times where we have to be a little bit more frugal and a little bit more wise on how we spend our money, our time, and also our particularly our time and our emotions as well. This isn't just monetary, albeit Pentacles, it indicates sort of materialistic goods, but we have to look after ourselves holistically. So that would be anything to do with emotions, anything to do with finances, anything to do that is for our well-being. And then, how can past experiences help me in the future? Well, it will help me to recognise when I'm being taken for a fool. It will help me to recognise when people are being manipulative because of what I was discussing here. That's what was happening in the past, and it will help me to recognise those behaviours again in order that I do not fall into the same trap as before, where I allowed past behaviours to hold me and to make me feel low about myself, that I don't need that in my life. And these will help me recognise when anybody is trying to act in that same manner again in the future. I've learnt from it, I've grown from it, and I intend to be me. And that's spotting anything unfair, anything unpleasant, dealing with it. And it's strange how these three are here because they all relate to the same topic. Calling out the bullies, calling out the deceptive ones, dealing with it, bringing with me the high sort of the good, positive role model behaviour, being in the here and now and enjoying what there is and carrying that with me, being that little bit more frugal and spotting when anybody is trying to manipulate my decisions, my choices, manipulate friendships, manipulate emotions, and ensuring that I step up when there is deception or bullying abound. So that is the spread, looking backward, looking forward. So folks, I hope you've enjoyed that. And that's the reading that how I have read with the Victorian Romantic Tarot. It'd be interesting actually to go back now and see how they fit in with the creator's take on things. I think I'm going to enjoy reading into some of these cards, into a lot of them. The box is gorgeous. It's lovely this wooden box is lovely. It has a good feel to it. It's nice and smooth. There's no rough edges. It's been finished off beautifully. I love the colour. My deck is going to sit in there like that. Here we go. That's what it looks like in its box. And mustn't forget the little white book. That's it. Victorian Romantic. It would be lovely to compare this to the Baroque tarot that's coming out by Ezra. Well, it's out. I think I'm just waiting to receive it. So it'll be nice to do a sort of comparison side by side because they're all based on around the same era. And going back to the glitter on the face, it was St Patrick's Day here on Thursday, as you know, hence the nails green with a pint of Guinness on this one here. And my husband had a nice big green beard that my friend and I did, so we have glitter everywhere. I think we'll be vacuuming up glitter, well, probably until this time next year. Take care, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the walkthrough of this absolutely beautiful deck, the Victorian Romantic. Take care now. Thanks for watching. Bye.